Thank you. And finally, the family of Nathaniel Schultz.
Oh, come on.
Hi, my name is Lisa. My son is Lance Corporal Nathaniel Schultz. I don't have anything written as good as what I've been hearing, but I want to share what we have. When I think of Nate, I remember him as a little boy who never let go of my pant leg around new people, or the 4-year-old who wanted to be snorkeling with his older sisters and see the fishies too, Mama. So much so that he forgot he was afraid to swim and put on a mask and snorkel and saw the fishies. I remember him as the little boy who would put on a red raincoat and a red fireman's hat and slide down the TV antenna pole in our backyard. I think of the boy slowly turning into a teenager and being embarrassed to hug me in front of people. And I'm so grateful that he got over that pretty quickly. I see myself losing him. Okay, so he could spend more time with his friends and get into things in which he had no business. I see the angry, stubborn Nate as I brought him to the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch in Safety Harbor, Florida. I see the long, rough road our family shared as we prayed that Nate would find a goal, a dream, something upon which he could focus and straighten up. I see the young man Nate became as he got more involved at the ranch. I remember the tremendous amount of love and pride I felt when Nate graduated the program at the ranch and graduated high school. At about the time of his graduation, I realized that my blonde-haired little boy had grown up into an extremely handsome, intelligent, funny, and admired young man. He had made it through the dark and came out the other side shining brightly, ready to take on the world. Those conversations we had while we sat on the back patio and he played guitar couldn't have prepared me for what he decided deep down in his heart was his calling. He would be a United States Marine. I still see the excitement in his eyes as he asked me if I would sign the papers. I couldn't say no. This was Nate's goal, his dream, and his calling. I signed the papers, and I remember Nate leaving from boot camp at Paris Island and being proud, but so heartbreaking that my baby boy was leaving home. In my head, I knew I had to let him go, but in my heart, it was another matter altogether. I remember Nate graduating boot camp, where he had become a man. He was so proud to be able to have earned the title of United States Marines. I remember when Nate told me he would be leaving for Camp Lejeune. He called a number of times from there just to assure me that he was doing great. We always had such great conversations. That it was on to more training at 29 Palms. He was home for Christmas 2009 and spent a lot of time with his nephews Alessio and Austin. We took many pictures and made some videos. Little did we know that this would be the last time we would see him alive and smiling. In mid-2010, when our Nate was being deployed to Afghanistan, he was ready, he said, and had been trained by the best. He wanted to go and fight for the country that he loved. I got this, Mom, he said. In June of 2010, Nate deployed. We wrote back and forth to each other, always making sure to say, I love you. He sent me a letter and asked me for nothing more than boxes and boxes of candy. And I wrote him back and I said, Nate, there's no dentists over there. Why all the candy? And he said, Mom, it's for the kids. He said, I don't have any more, and I've been giving them Gatorade and caffeine gum and sending them home. He always sounded so upbeat and confident. I wasn't worried. Nate had said, I got this, Mom. I never, for even a moment, thought I would get that dread. A dreaded knock on my door. I share my memories with all of you, so that maybe in your mind, you would see my name, not just as a U.S. Marine, but as my beloved son.
My name is Grace. I am Nate's sister. We were closer in age. We were only 2 years apart, older, but he was like an older brother than me, an older brother for me. He took his time to help me in anything. He was a hero before he even joined the Marines. When we were little, I remember playing Batman and Robin. He was Batman, I was Robin. We would run around the house with capes Mom made us that were actually blankets. As we grew up together, I would feel as if I needed to protect him. We went to the same middle school and high school, even though it was only a year. In high school, I was proud to call him my brother. If anyone had asked if he was my brother, I would say, yeah, that's my brother. When he joined the Marines, I didn't think I had ever been so proud of him. He was a completely different person. He had heard God's calling and was ready to serve his country. He still took his time to teach me about the Marines. Listening to his stories about basic training and all the things he did made me want to turn my life around. In person, he never met his niece, my daughter, Temprance. She had to learn through him through pictures and stories we tell her. Although she can pick him out of a line of photos, it still breaks my heart that I will never see his smile meeting his first niece. I know he would be proud of her and I. He would tell me she's perfect. I love you and I miss you. My nephew and Nate's nephew, Alessio, who's 9, wrote something for him. He was like an older brother even though he was my uncle. He was close to me in my heart even though he had died. I always have him in my heart. Because I believe in God, I will see you again in heaven. I miss you and I love you, my Uncle Nate.
Thank you all so much. That really means a lot to us. And as I said, we will never forget your loved one. We have another family that arrived, and I would like to introduce the family of Edmund Randall. We have the mother Carla, cousin Pamela, and 2 aunts, Phyllis and Kathy. So welcome.